What up, it's your boy T-Bird here in Reaction. So, about to do a new kill count. Now, hopefully I can do this correctly, because usually I like to do it when my OBS is working, but since it's not working right now, I'm doing this way. Hopefully I can do this right. And two, this video is going to be me react to the special one, so I will be censoring anything that's not the one, the regular one. That's the one that's explicit one only out, because one, I don't want to get neither myself nor dead meat in trouble for violent activities being viewed, and two, I do not want to be showing off free stuff for James A. Denise and Dead Meat's Patreon, which this explicit version is from. If you do want to follow it, it's only $1 a month for Dead Meat's Patreon to at least view their explicit version of videos. There have other ones where you can get like early releases of videos as well too, for like higher up though. But if you just want to see the explicit version videos, it's $1 a month on their Patreon for Dead Meat. So other than that, y'all beg. I know I had a bash to be done, but y'all been begging for two of the newer ones he released out, so I'm gonna do one of them right now, which is Mandy. And a lot of y'all been requesting it, so I like to value y'all requests for it as well too. I'm saying, I have the bash I asked about which one I should do. I'm not in a rush to do them anyway, because I got a feeling they may be okay or I might be surprised. But anyway, y'all been requesting Mandy, so I got y'all. And again, I'm reacting to the explicit version of it, meaning it's gonna show more gore. So the reason why I'm doing this, the reason why I'm watching this version, so I won't cheat y'all out of a good trying not to look away, as these are trying to look away. And I know you asked me to do the golden chainsaw. I'm waiting for the dull machete one to come out before I do that, so I can do them both on different, like one day, or one on a different day, or in the second one a second day. So other than that, let's get it.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at Mandy, released in 2018. Mandy was co-written and directed by Panos Cosmatos, whose awesome name is just the first indication of how metal this movie is. Put quite simply, this movie fucks. It's full of trippy visuals, outstanding colors, incredible music, and some seriously kick-ass kills. But don't get the wrong idea here. While Mandy is much more accessible than Cosmatos' previous film, Beyond the Black Rainbow, which is quite the experimental experience, it's still pretty different than your average mainstream feature. I'll squeeze it into a narrative box for the purpose of this kill count, but it's really more of a sensory experience that you should probably check out for yourself. Starring Nicolas Cage in his first appearance on the kill count, Mandy could superficially be described as a revenge story, since it follows a man hunting down a new age cult who has wronged him. But as I've indicated, that description makes Mandy sound much more straightforward than it is, mostly because it doesn't mention anything about tigers or S&M biker gangs. Honestly, the story is secondary here. Panos Cosmatos wanted to make a, quote, collage of fears and inspirations that included heavy metal and old horror movie box art. The result is one phantasmagorical film that shows you just how weird movies can be. In between all the weirdness, though, are plenty of kills. Let's see how many and get to them. The movie begins with a poem about rock. Between that, the barbed font of the opening credits, and the freaking King Crimson song used as an opening theme, it's very obvious why Mandy has sometimes been described as a rock opera in film form. It's 1983, and Red Miller is a lumberjack in the Pacific Northwest, though the entire film was shot in Belgium, with this forest area played by the High Fens region. Red's a recovering alcoholic who lives in a dope-ass wooden cabin that production built from scratch atop an unused Boy Scout pavilion. He lives there with his partner Mandy Bloom, who's played by Andrea Riseborough, and who's a very talented artist. Look at that work. It's majestic as fuck. Red and Mandy lead a peaceful life of isolation on Crystal Lake, yes, it's named Crystal Lake, in the beautiful region of Titlecar,
there we go.
The Shadow Mountains. That's
not
the movie's name.
The
two of them seem like an average, totally in love couple that you could very well find at a horror convention, though perhaps with a dab more dad humor.
Knock knock. Who's there? Eric Estrada.
Eric Estrada.
Eric Estrada from Chips.
At night, their pillow talk includes discussions about astronomy beneath trippy cycling lights.
Saturn's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool, but what the hell is casting all those colors? Oh,
right.
Probably that lysergic
Oh, I'm
sky
like wondering
up
that
there.
too. It is kind of
Far
trippy
out,
right
man.
there.
While walking to work one day through the Crimson Forest, Mandy sees a van approaching with a bunch of strung out figures inside, including two dudes who look like an older and younger version of each other. The leader of this gang, Jeremiah Sand, sees Mandy outside his window and becomes so instantly enamored with her, he can't help but play their encounter over and over in his mind with multiple dissolves. Hell, he becomes focused on her to the point of a freeze frame. Try pressing your tongue against the roof of your mouth, Jeremiah. That should fix it. These van-traveling cats are a new age cult known as the Title Card, the Children of the New Dawn. Still not the movie title. Oh. The children
So we're gonna
do
come in
whatever
or something.
Papa Jeremiah tells them to do, so that they may quote-unquote ascend with him. He's got all the ascension.
What the fuck is they
right
doing?
Now, he's telling Mother Marlene there that he needs to have Mandy.
I feel naked without her.
She's reluctant to fetch Mandy for Dear Leader, even though he pleads for her with all the drawn-out theatrics of Clay Davis saying shit.
Jeremiah.
But that's why he has other lick spittles around, like Brother Swan, who promises Jeremiah that Mandy will be his. In the meantime, Jeremiah asks Swan to send in Sister Lucy, and it's not hard to imagine why. Poor girl. Brother Swan drives out to the lake with the rest of these brainwashed bozos and blows a few notes into the horn of Abraxas.
So when we get the first kill count. It's trippy, but I'm like, alright, let's get to the kill count.
They wait for the results in their van, passing the time by playing with Power Windows, the car accessory, not the Rush album. That one's a bit too synthy. This movie's got more of a Hemispheres thing going on. Before long, they reap the benefit of that Abraxas flowing in the form of some ATVs and motorbikes rolling up. They're driven by some seriously scary Cenobite-looking creatures who make the Gimp from Pulp Fiction look like Mr. Rogers. One of them
like some Hellraiser shit,
face,
truthfully.
accepts his payment to do some dirty work. A jar full of the goop. Yummy! These paste-eating Cenobikers have one more rider for their contract work, though. You talking about a sacrifice, you scary mofo? Well, that's exactly why we keep this doe-eyed fella around.
Who the f-
That night,
Where the
after
fuck he
watching
come from?
Troma's Night Feast on TV, our cozy couple gets to bed, never anticipating the strobe-tastic horrors awaiting them. That's right, it's time to shield your eyes, my photosensitive friends, because this cult and their biker gang aren't staying outside for long. They show up inside the cabin as the lights flicker more than a TV screen in Poltergeist. Red and Mandy are left staring helplessly at one another as he gets beaten and she gets bagged. With her kidnapping complete, it's time to square up that blood-for-blood deal by sacrificing this Brother Lewis guy to the scary psycho bikers. Sorry, dude. Pick better friends next time.
Damn.
Mandy finds herself in
He was
the
random anyway, but still.
Sister Lucy and Mother Marlene, who tells her that Red's safety is dependent on her obedience. So obey! To help her obey,
She slapped
they
the
listen.
shit out of her.
Marlene doses
Oh
Mandy
god, hold up, hold up.
listening.
Okay.
Sticks her in the neck with a pickled wasp stick.
Ew, why would you do that?
I like to call that
Why would you do that?
cherry on top.
That's just fucked
that
up.
Jerry done fucked up Mandy's eyesight by the looks of it. They drag Mandy into a tracer-filled nightmare where visual echoes of her movement help put the audience in her headspace. She's taken to Jeremiah, who looks and sounds like he's broadcasting straight from an opium den.
You called out to me. Silently. And I listened.
He demands that Mandy look at him, then plays her some tunes that he thinks is even better than the Carpenters.
Every seed that gives us life, every man must take a wife.
This track is a Jeremiah Sand original, a song he made a while back when he was part of a folk band. What's your song about, Jeremiah?
Jeremiah Sand was a righteous man.
Oh, about you, of fucking course. Jeremiah got his sandy ass kicked out of said band, which pissed him off mightily, since he felt like he was entitled to fame and fortune. But that's okay. After his ouster, he started hearing from Christ himself, who promised Jeremiah a life much more fulfilling than that of a successful musician.
He said, "You are not separate from all that is. So all that is yours."
Yep, now this egotist feels entitled to every gosh darn thing in the world.
All of it. Mine.
Great. Jeremiah is played by Linus Roach, who called the role one of the most creative journeys he's ever had in his career. Part of that journey was memorizing and delivering this lengthy monologue into the camera, which is only made weirder by the superimposition of Mandy's face over his. Jeremiah tells Mandy that since he's special and she's special, they should be special together, and thus he disrobes and hangs dong. But instead of feeling honored by his proposition, Mandy responds to both his music and his member in the most cutthroat way possible. She laughs. And although he tries to counter her humiliation with masturbation, her laughs just grow more and more intense.
The fuck? Ew, this nigga is...
And yeah, that upsets him, to say the least.
Don't you fucking look at me! Don't you fucking look at me!
After consulting his mirror, Jeremiah decides to go antagonize Red, who's been tied up this whole time. Jeremiah tells Red that the love he has with
y'all ain't wonder why I thought this would happen.
Looks more like obedience, which is why he makes Sister Lucy play a game of Russian roulette right in front of Red's face. After that demonstration of love, Brother Swan presents Linus with the tainted blade of the Pale Knight, straight from the Abyssal Layer, a fancy-ass D&D inspired name for what ends up being a simple shanking tool. Stabby stabby! Red watches as the children of the New Dawn drag Mandy out of their cabin in a sleeping bag. They hang her up, douse her in gasoline, and then those motherfuckers...
Oh, that's fucked up!
Fire, laughing all the while. It's a horrific
death. Fucked up!
Amplified by Red's silenced gut.
That is totally fucked up!
With its conclusion, we're ready to begin the movie's second, much more batshit crazy half. Although he's bound by barbed wire, Red gets himself free from his restraint so he can crawl over to his lover's charred corpse. That, wow, that fucking sucks, dude. It's like full-on T2 right there.
That's fucked up.
Put him in a state of shock.
I gotta make sure it is not. This man is in his underwear.
Commercial for the goddamn Cheddar Goblin on TV.
Ew, really? Was that a real commercial?
Cheddar Goblin's fucking weird, man.
Cheddar Goblin.
Yeah, Red. Cheddar Goblin.
Wow.
No
is that a real commercial? Let me know.
Cheddar Goblin commercial, which gives us a nice break from the traumatizing tense shit that precedes it, was made by the same dude who created Too Many Cooks, Casper Kelly.
It is
the
fact.
Mandy Blu-ray
is
an extended look at the commercial, which was made by dumping 20 gallons of mac and cheese mixed with pineapple Faygo and lemon jello onto a couple of unfortunate kid actors for 6 hours straight. The Cheddar Goblin puppet was made by Shane Morton, who also created Smart the Cat in Too Many Cooks. Morton wanted the mac and cheese mascot to look like, quote, Ghoulies meets Yoda meets Satan. And you know what? I think he succeeded. Red passes out and has an animated nightmare of a dead Mandy, which wakes him up with a start. You've had a real rough night there, Red. I'd say you've earned some breakfast vodka.
Put some pants on, man!
Some screaming, though.
Please! Attaboy, Red. I think you're That's just Nicolas Cage, good old acting chops.
Meet his old friend Carruthers, who's played by Bill Duke.
My dude!
Getting his head blown up by a predator. Red's there for his old crossbow, which he calls the Reaper, and some bolts to go with it, specially made by Carruthers.
You cut through bone like a fat kid through cake.
Red tells Carruthers his whole situation. Burnt up girlfriend, crazy cult, scary bikers, you know. Carruthers is familiar with the scene and says that those gnarly biker creatures are known as the Black Skulls. They're former drug couriers who were transformed by overpowered acid and who have lately been traveling the interstate killing truckers and sex workers. He gives Red a fair assessment of his chances in fighting them.
But your odds ain't that good.
and you will probably die. It'll be negative.
To increase his probability
negative.
of, not dying, Red forges himself a murder axe in a scene reminiscent of the opening scene in Conan the Barbarian, a movie with a lot of similarities to Mandy. This glorious gleaming battle axe glaive is called the Beast, Brock Lesnar style, and is one of the coolest weapons I've ever seen in a horror movie. In fact, even though I don't have anything else to say here, I'm just gonna vamp for a minute so I can show you more footage of this forging. It's fucking awesome! And when it's finally done, Red's ready to wreak some vengeance for title card, or Mandy. Oh wait, yeah,
yes, title card!
Finally! This movie's trio of kick-ass title cards were designed by Bettina Shinola, who also did the opening credits for Glow and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, as well as other stuff like Bet's music video for E-Pro. Very cool. Red drives out to find the Black Skulls, and when he spots them motocrossing through the forest, he wastes no time in taking down Scabs, the one with nails all over his damn body. With his first target felled, Red races full speed at the bastard and hits Scabs with his car, killing him, but sending Red's vehicle flipping and crashing on the ground nearby. And by the way, as far as the names of the Black Skulls go, I'm doing my best with conflicting information from the internet, so go easy on me, alright? After another dream of Mandy, this time with some cartoon boobies, Red wakes up with one hand cuffed to a pipe and the other just nailed into the floor.
Ow!
A waxy-looking black skull named Sis approaches him and tries to play the therapist.
The fuck?
I don't want to talk about that.
Only for Red to break free from his imprisonment and beat that black skull into a pit. Red frees his other hand, then grabs a box cutter and some level 2 armor before heading upstairs to see what he can find. He finds this. 2 dead bodies of people who I'm assuming lived here before the Black Skulls started squatting. Sorry folks. He continues through this messy abode until he finds another Black Skull named Fuck Pig doing clouds of cocaine while some porn plays on the TV, which is probably Fuck Pig's average Tuesday afternoon. Fuck Pig's got a dicey codpiece confirming that the older couple in the house were killed like the Lust victim in 7, and he tries to use it against Red too. Although the Black Skull has
got a knife.
Red wins in the end by slitting his throat with the box cutter.
Got him.
And boy, does that throat
Oh god! All that blood.
I guess it's pretty funny if that's your sense of humor.
That's probably how you got the blood in his face, but my man got a blade for a dick.
It also fails to land a knife strike on Red. So Red wins this bout as well by doing the twist.
Oh, got
You
him!
like it like this? Red visits the elf and retrieves the beast.
He got
heading into the
gets a little coke himself.
of that good shit. Huh, wonder what the proper dosage would be for something like this. Think a fingertip would be good if you just wanted to— Whoa! Goddamn! A dollop is all you need.
Oh, God.
Blast your brain off into space.
That was some
Holy
Indiana
shit.
Jones
Remember
shit
how
right
much
there.
that nailhead guy had back when we first met him? What was that guy's life even? Red leaves and finds the 4th and final Black Skull, Scratch, standing by a burning car. Using the Reaper, he buries a crossbow bolt into Scratch's neck, but that doesn't even faze him. All it does is make him bleed out like a blood well. Red has to confront Scratch up close instead, and have a fight by this flaming car using his murder axe, which may be the coolest sentence I've ever said on this show. But not even that sentence can compare with how cool this kill is. Because Red manages to light this asshole on fire, and then, as Scratch taunts him about Mandy's death, he takes the beast and severs the still flaming head from the Black Skull's body. And as if a flaming decapitation wasn't already the most metal thing you've seen today, he then uses the burning head to light his cigarette. Fuck yeah, dude. Red steals an ATV and drives to a building where a chemist is hard at work making blot paper full of acid. The chemist, played by the Night King himself, Richard Brake, surrenders to Red Miller even though he has a tiger. Wait, he has a tiger?
That's Lizzie.
Oh, Lizzie's such a good girl. Go on and be free.
They guys came up with Tiger King because I heard some serious Tiger King quotes.
And tells him the whereabouts of the children of the New Dawn. Roar us on over there, Lizzie. Red drives his ATV through a tunnel, getting some serious bullet time while he does. Nice one, guy. And eventually finds himself on a cliff overlooking the rock quarry the children of the New Dawn now call home. Yeah, why are they building that temple from Midsummer down there? Using some spiky road jacks, which is what I'll call them, Red stops the cult van as it drives down the road, then pulls brother Swan out to beat him silly. Swan tries to talk shit about Mandy and quote Neil Young, but Red interrupts him by shoving the glaive end of the beast into Swan's mouth and pressing down hard. Good thing that brother was Swan, cause he gonna need a long ass neck to take all that axe. Eat it, bitch! Sister Lucy is left terrified, but perhaps remembering the roulette game she was forced to play earlier, Red leaves her and presses onward. The next cult member in his path is Brother Hanker, the jackal-looking dude who's apparently obsessed with his car. He gets an axe to the head.
Oh shit! Nice! That was nice.
Finds a chainsaw on the ground, a tool of his old trade. You know, before he became a professional drugged-up cult killer. He tries to rev it up as he approaches Brother Klopek, but turns out Red just brought a ruler to a yardstick fight, because Brother Klopek is one
shit.
Man.
Holy
just when you
shit.
thought this movie couldn't get any more metal, we get an all-out
chainsaw fight! I like
which is obviously the coolest of all
Holy
the all-out
shit.
fights, blah blah blah. Red disarms the other dude, who then disarms him in turn, but with that big boy chainsaw still running on the ground right there, Red tells Klopek to try and solve this chain. He can't, and instead, Brother
Come here!
around and kills him. Mulch to hell. You know, it's so good to see his smile again, Red. Red continues
like the quote I'm putting in there, did y'all?
on into the temple, but he ain't here to read. He's here to make others bleed. Down a ladder and through some tunnels, Red eventually comes across Mother Marlene, hanging out in her own little corner of paradise. She's obviously scared of the blood-soaked intruder, but not too scared to gloat.
Jeremiah says
Shit, what you gonna do to her?
I'm the most sensual lover it's ever experienced.
Are you trying to bribe Red with sex right now, lady? Because that's going to be as effective as trying to bribe Jason with a bunch of cash. Which is to say, not very at all. Instead, it's a great way to get your head removed and tossed at your egotistical cult leader.
Shit!
Yeah, dude, that's that thing to pay. Wouldn't want to get severed head.
Just toss her head over. Oh shit!
At long last, Red finally gets to confront Jeremiah Sand again.
Is he naked again? Jesus Christ!
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi, really?
Jeremiah tries to tell Red that he can't
Really, nigga?
because he's imbued with holy power. He's the Mandy Night Messiah, mofo. But to nobody's surprise, Red Miller doesn't subscribe to that mumbo jumbo. And
you about to get fucked up.
Wrong, Red grabs his head and kills him by squeezing it.
Oh shit! Oh God!
That he didn't see that.
Woo!
Hey,
I'm still looking. I'm still looking. Damn!
Time, and it's gotta
He
be
gave
a
no
bittersweet
fuck.
feeling for the guy to finally
He gave no
With
fuck.
his murder work done, Red sets fire to the building and all the heads and bodies inside.
Damn.
So, yeah, I guess that thing really did end up being like the Midsummer Temple, huh? By time it collapses in on itself, Red's ready to hit the road. But with his mission accomplished, this is the first waking moment where he has the time to really think about what he's lost. He drives off in his car, imagining Mandy in the passenger seat next to him, even though the movie ends with a reminder that she's not really there, no matter how much hell he's gone through to avenge her. How many people wound up getting
It was a
axed on
trippy
Nick
ass
Cage's
movie.
Bloody Path of Vengeance? Let's find out and get to the numbers. But first, let's have a little taste. Needs a little salt. 13 people died in Mandy, with the victims consisting of 9 men and 4 women. Although part of me thinks those crazy-ass Black Skulls should have had their own pie chart wedge. Too late for that, though! With a runtime of 121 minutes, that left us with a kill on average every 9.31 minutes. I'll give the Golden Chainsaw for coolest kill to Scratch, the last Black Skull to die. The only thing cooler than a decapitation is one where the person's on fire, and that cigarette lighting seals the deal for me. Dull Machete for lamest kill will go to Brother Lewis, who was pulled into the shadows to be sacrificed off screen. And that's it. Mandy came out in 2018 and received a 4-minute standing ovation after its premiere at the Cannes Film Festival.
It deserved it. It was actually pretty good.
This has been the Kill Count. Thanks a lot for watching this Kill Count. Yo, I bought this thing from Legion.
Alright, so yeah, this was actually a good movie. The kill count was crazy. I was wondering what taking long for it, but it was good. And I made it through. I think I thought I might be lose this one. Y'all say I might lose to this other one, which is what's it called again? That just got added. Hold on a second. Let me see what just got added that I actually moved up to one too. Kill Cows one.
Quarantine, you know what I'm saying?
Hold on, my bad. It was upgrade, yes. So yeah, that's another one I'm gonna do as well too. And outside of my batch, and I do want to do this since we're still in quarantine, which is quarantine. So other than that, hope y'all enjoy my kill count. Sorry if it's not like the best right now because I do it via video overlay instead of OBS with the overlay going on. Hopefully it comes out fine, and hopefully I enjoyed it and made it through. And thank y'all for those who requested this for me. Aside from upgrading quarantine, I will try my best to get back on track with my last batch one, which was the Look See series and the Dr. Dennis series as well too. And then sooner or later I will try to do the Golden Chain Year 3 if the Dolphin Shade come out soon, as well as the other ones I had planned, as well as the live action version of anime as a kill count as well too, outside that me, and then I'll get the other ones I had planned as well too, like a remake of one of the kill count was Suspiria. Since Demi didn't have it, I did find a kill count from Carnage Count, as well as the Evil Dead remake. Y'all wanted me to react to that too, and I will eventually do this series. You know, I'm very hesitant of doing that, especially since I know for sure they're gonna I'm gonna lose on them. But other than that, if you like my reaction, like, share, subscribe my YouTube channel. It's your boy T-Bird signing off. One love.